Hello and welcome to another episode of FinTech Focus TV. My name's Ian Bailey and I'm joined today by Adam Lowe, who's the CPIO at CompoSecure. Adam, good morning.
Great, thanks for having me.
Let's start, as we always do, give us a bit of an introduction to yourself and business, please.
Sure. So CompoSecure is best known for making metal cards. We make almost every metal card in the world for the largest issuers of the world. As product officer, I've been with the company for about 12 years. So it's been an interesting journey. We've gone from family-owned through a private equity cycle, and now we're publicly listed on the NASDAQ in the United States. You know, when I started, we were less than 60 people. We're now over 1,000. So it's been quite the journey growing the company and growing with our issuing partners.
Very good. And just to be clear, we're talking metal cards, as in the cash cards you and I would use at a vending machine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, some of the largest issuers in the world, whether that be the American Express Black Card, you know, fintechs like N26, Monzo, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One. You know, we've shipped to every continent on the planet. I've shipped to Australia, mainland China, all over Africa, Latin America, the US, of course, so really everywhere.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, and forgive me, we were speaking off camera as well, because CompoSecure is the card business, but we're also talking about Arculus Digital as well. Can you tell us more about that?
Exactly. So Arculus is our digital asset and digital identity business. So we organically grew it within Compo. I have kind of a personal passion for security. I came out of defense, and a personal passion for digital assets as well. So we really thought, you know, we have these payment cards, and the chips inside payment cards are cryptography engines. That's what they do to make payments. And we really thought they were underutilized cryptography engines, right? We had an 8-cylinder car only firing on 4. So we added a little more software, and now that software on the chip can also be a passkey. So if you've ever been in a system and something asks you for a passkey, or you use those little USB sticks, we put that onto the card. So now the card is also a hardware passkey to keep you safe, and it's also a hardware wallet. So it can generate, store, and manage the keys for all your digital assets. So it's a security token, payment token, all in one.
All in one, very good. And I mean, I have to ask, because you know, me as a consumer, I guess, the plastic card is probably the most familiar. Like, why metal? What's the differentiator?
Sure, I think, you know, why metal is really part of that experience economy, right? Okay. So plastic is a commodity, you can get it anywhere. But metal is an experience, right? So a Timex watch that costs $8 tells great time, has a quartz crystal in it. You know, a $250,000 Vacheron Constantin actually tells worse time, but it is beautiful and is a piece of art. So in the same way, people want to feel good in their daily lives, in payment and security and all those things. So that brand recognition, that good feeling has financial benefits for issuers, right? So you have lower churn, higher percentage of spend, higher loyalty, higher brand engagement. All of those things have positive monetary effects for the issuer. And there's a reason that issuers like American Express, you know, started with one portfolio and have many portfolios in metal. It's financially beneficial for the firm, and it is financially beneficial for users. They feel better, they have a better spending experience, everybody's happy.
Yeah, I understand. And I guess as well, you know, from an environmental impact point of view, is there, you know, we all know plastics are pretty bad, but a metal card, is there impact and value there?
Yeah, I mean, we actually have a fantastic environmental story. So the steel that goes into our cards is actually post-consumer recycled, meaning we are diverting steel from going into a landfill when we use it. And on top of that, most of our issuers have recycling programs. So when your metal card is done its 5 years or whatever, they give you an envelope, you return the card, and it gets recycled again. Because steel you can forever recycle. So it's actually really beneficial. CompoSecure is also carbon neutral. So what carbon we do produce, we offset. We buy lots of trees in Alaska, and you know, we're fully carbon neutral.
So it feels great, and it's great for the planet.
Absolutely.
Like win-win. Yeah, very good. And then onto the Oculus business, because they seem to merge pretty well. Tell us a bit more of that. Like, I think we were talking off camera about the security side of things, certainly within digital assets. There's obviously been a few kind of high profile, lack of security or security issues. Talk to us a bit about that.
Sure. So, I mean, even staying within traditional payments and banking, there's been quite a few noticeable hacks, quite a few noticeable account takeovers, and everyone, especially with burgeoning AI, is constantly worried about phishing and fraud, et cetera. So we can take the card and turn it into a digital key. So in the same way that you trust physical keys to the locks on your home, you should trust digital keys for your digital life. And that digital key can securely live in your card. So most of the time when you log into something, maybe they send you an SMS with a code, or they ask you for information. All of that's bad, right? Because AI can fake it, somebody can get it out of you. But if you have a key in your pocket, you can't fake the key. Nobody can ask you to give it to them. Nobody can recreate it on the other side. So when the bank has a question if it's you, you can simply pull out your card, tap it to your phone, and prove you're you. So that's passkey technology, and that's what we've added to the card, and one thing we're helping with issuers in that traditional financial banking space.
Yeah.
Similarly, we've added keys for blockchain that allows you to sign transactions. So it's all digital keys that allow you to interact securely with the environment.
So you'd say, because obviously with digital assets, it is by nature digital, it plays in the title, which obviously everything online, but actually this is giving you, I guess, that physical feeling of safety and security.
Yes, exactly. So, when keys or whatever is on your phone and connected to the cloud, you kind of just hope and pray it's secure, right?
Yeah.
But when the keys are literally in something, inside a secure element in your pocket, it's not connected to anything, you're safe, and you physically possess them. So it is that tangible feeling that gives consumers that they have superior security, and it really is best in class. So you can look at something like Coinbase, right? They literally in their settings will be like, text message, okay, authenticator app, good, hardware security key, best. And that's what we built.
Yeah, it makes sense. And look, you're obviously operating in a business. It's a really interesting dynamic. You've got the kind of physical cards side of things, which is, I guess, a little bit more traditional. You're obviously working on pretty close to the edge in terms of blockchain and digital assets technology. What do you see as coming next? Like from your unique point of view, you're in the product space within this world. What's the future look like? What do you see coming? Yeah,
so I think CompoSecure and Oculus are really well positioned for the future. So I liken it to the railroads in the 1890s, right? So all the railroads were building, all the railroads were merging, there were different gauging tracks, and we were all figuring out how it's going to work. So I think in the future, we're going to see much more digital assets, even in traditional banking. So you're going to see a lot less dollars, pounds, et cetera. You're going to see digital dollars, digital pounds, stable coins, and you're going to see anything in and anything out. I'm a consumer, I have all these stores of value, whether that be stocks, bonds, digital assets, dollars, right? You're a merchant, you have pizza, I want pizza. So I want to liquidate the most efficient thing I can and give it to you. And we can do all that digitally over the blockchain very efficiently and instantly. So people always ask me, Adam, isn't blockchain like a solution in search of a problem? I said, no. So I can send $1, pound, whatever, instantly anywhere in the world for free. You show me a traditional platform that can do that.
It's fascinating, and I guess this is, I love what we do here. The opportunity to hear from people like you as well. A subject that's obviously very close to our heart is talent and people and the human capital side of things. That you've got two great business offerings, I think, but I guess it's the people within there that really drive things forward. From your perspective, and I think you said 12 years you've been with CompoSecure
Approximately,
now?
yep.
I guess, look, and you've seen some pretty significant growth there. Like, what's, from your perspective, and what's your insight on not only how you attract the best talent out there, but how you retain them? What's your thoughts within that?
Yeah, so my philosophy with the business on the attraction side is, I like to give people an opportunity to work in a way that they like. So if you have a whole bunch of engineers, you kind of need to meet them how they work and allow them to work in a way and be managed in a way that works for them, and then you get a lot more out of that talent. We also set a very high bar for our talent in terms of independent thinking and innovation. So, when I hire people, I always say things like, hey, how would you solve a problem if you don't have all the information? And I see how they color outside the lines. How do you like to be managed? How do you like to work? How do you like to create things? So we really strive for independent thinkers, people that are able to create, and people that are able to add value in that way. And I think that's really served us well. I always found when I worked and the places I enjoyed working the most, that when people give me tools, really hard problems to solve, and a blank piece of paper and the authority to then go execute on that, it really feels great, and we feel that same way with our talent. So that's how I like to manage, is give people the tools, really hard problems that are really interesting, and the ability to go execute, and then guidance when they need it. And other than that, just let them do their job, because at least within my group, we only hire rock stars, and rock stars are good at their job.
Yeah, exactly. You hire the smart people, remove the barriers, give them the freedom, I guess, to be themselves and be the smart people. Fascinating, Adam. It's been really interesting speaking with you. Thank you very much for your time. Just as a final bit, the names of the businesses again, and how do people find you?
Sure, absolutely. So CompoSecure is the parent business. That's NASDAQ CMPO. Arculus is our digital asset and digital identity business. You can find us at getarculus.com, or if you prefer social, all the socials at This Is Arculus.
This is Arculus. Wonderful stuff. Adam, thanks ever so much for your time. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.